Hey, my name's Everson. I'm currently serving as the state president for the North Carolina Future Business Leaders of America, and you're watching Future Fridays. How did I get involved in FBLA? Well, it actually happened my 8th grade year. My current advisor, Ms. Tu, came over from the high school to the middle school to introduce us to the career and technical education courses, specifically the business courses. And at the time, I wanted to go into business management. It seemed like the perfect fit. So transitioning from 8th grade into 9th grade, I remember I got a free t-shirt from that orientation, and it just kind of stuck with me. So come high school, I was like, I think I'm ready to set my career path. So I joined the Future Business Leaders of America in the hopes of gaining business expertise in order to better prepare for my field. And that's how I joined FBLA. My favorite memory with an FBLA was actually the State Leadership Conference, this past one. It was the best by far experience that I've had. Running for state office is one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. With my chapter support, I was able to develop support from my community, and they were pretty much following me throughout the whole process, in like in spirit. They threw their support behind me, and my team followed me, and getting to meet people from all across the state who are willing to support you if you have a vision, getting to know their competitive events, what they like, what they do, what they want for this organization was by far the most rewarding thing, and it's one of my favorite memories. But specifically, my favorite memory was not just my election, but the election of my fellow other state officers. It's amazing to see their hard work come to fruition. They were so happy, and I'm very excited to be working with them. And that by far, the State Leadership Conference is my most happy memory. My biggest accomplishments with an FBLA have been, first, I was honored to be elected as state president for 2018-2019. It's a great pleasure to serve the people of North Carolina. But besides that tremendous accomplishment, I am also very thankful to have placed in public speaking. Back in 2016, I placed first at regionals. 2017, I placed 4th at the State Leadership Conference. Eligible to go to nationals, but I couldn't attend that year. The biggest accomplishment by far, I'd say, is correlates completely with my competitive events. Through public speaking, I developed very good and effective public speaking skills that helped me with public relations, helped me here at home, at work, and any environment that I place myself in. And I pretty much consider my development of public speaking as my biggest accomplishment. What drives me to do so well, and whatever I set my mind to, is pretty much this thing that I call me, myself, being purposefully determined. It's pretty much setting a purpose, and that purpose is my determination for whatever I do. I apply that to everything and anything that I want to do, or am doing, or am going to do. And that in turn drives me to accomplish my goals because there's a purpose behind it. And if there's a purpose behind it, I know I'll be determined in order to make sure that I accomplish those goals. So what drives me is to be purposefully determined. I believe that if there is a purpose to something, there is a reason why I must accomplish it. One of the most unique things about North Carolina, in my opinion, is the fact that flight originated here, and it serves as one of my motivators and things that I take inspiration from. I like to say that if flight started here in North Carolina, there is absolutely nothing that we can't do. So one of the things we want to do throughout 2018-2019 in North Carolina is we want to increase middle school involvement. One of the key things that I noticed when I was coming up through high school was that people that are in FBLA middle school tend to transition into high school. And that's something we want to continue, expand that middle school involvement. That way more middle school kids stay within FBLA through high school and potentially throughout college. So we want to make sure that middle schoolers everywhere across North Carolina will learn about the great things that we do, the community service, the traveling, and the competitive events opportunity that we're now offering for students, not just at their state or regional level, but of course, even at the national level. So we want to make sure that they understand there are opportunities for them, and there will always be opportunities throughout high school and through college. One of my favorite things about FBLA is the traveling. Of course, traveling to the National Leadership Conference, the State Leadership Conference, even to the regional conferences is a fun thing for me. I love to travel and I love to network with people. So how do we make traveling easier, better, in my opinion, is sponsorships. Getting people to sponsor your specific chapter, because if you lay it out for them, this is what this organization does. It increases, the opportunities that students get from just what you have at your high school to a state level to an entire national level. You have many opportunities with the FBLA, and I want to make sure that businesses can sponsor us, but they understand why they're sponsoring us, and make them proud sponsors of us, and that way that makes your travel expenses easier, and that way you get to go to more things. One of the key things to being successful, and not just business but anything, is pretty much understanding how to talk to the people you're selling to. In my opinion, the easiest way that I connect through people, make them do something, get them to buy something, is to pretty much talk to them and connect what I'm talking to them or what I'm selling to them. Make it a personal connection. Make it seem like it's something that they need, something that they must have, something that is important to their lifestyle, to whatever they do. One of the key things to politics is making sure that issues, even if it doesn't pertain to everybody, that you make it feel like it pertains to every single person, making sure that they have a personal connection with it. So in business, one of the key things, and if not the most important thing, is making sure that you know who you're talking to and how to connect it to them. It's one thing to talk, because you can talk and talk and talk and say nothing. It's important to make sure that you put down what you want to talk to them about and make them understand and make them feel a personal connection to what you're selling, to what you're doing, to what you're trying to accomplish. I believe that is the most important skill to have when in business, when in politics, when anything pretty much. One of the key things that the 2017-2018 National Officer Team have been great at is the development of middle school membership. They've done a fantastic job through the implementation of more competitive events for them, even at the national level. So personally in NC FBLA, what I want to see is more of that development of membership through the middle school. That way when they're done with middle school, they can stay within FBLA through high school and through college. What I want to see the continuation of is that expansion upon the middle school program, making sure that students understand that there are opportunities for travel, community service, and for competitive events. That's something that if we get them to understand now, there'll be an increase of more students at the middle school level, and thus there will be more high school students, when they come along, and potentially more when their time in college comes along. One thing I'd share with all FBLA members is pretty much network. One of the key things to FBLA is making sure that you have connections, because through connections you have resources, and through resources you can get things done. At the National Leadership Conference, I'd recommend you to meet as many people as you can. Don't be afraid to go up to these people. Many of them have the same goals, dreams, and aspirations you do. So anywhere, at regionals, at state, even at nationals, get to know as many people as you can, because these are some of the best people that you will possibly ever meet.